Hi, welcome to B3 Comics review of the first part of DC's The Throne of Atlantis event. This review is based on Justice League number 15 and Aquaman number 15. Geoff Johns writes both issues. We begin with Justice League 15, where the Navy is conducting a missile test. However, the missiles fire prematurely and detonate on the secret underwater city of Atlantis. Enraged, the Atlanteans respond to what they perceive as a surface world attack. They create massive flooding and send the naval aircraft carrier rushing towards the city of Metropolis. Fortunately, Superman and Wonder Woman arrive and catch the carrier before it can smash into any buildings. Gotham is also flooded. Aquaman arrives and helps Batman with the rescue effort. He also informs him that this is the first stage in an Atlantean invasion. Before he can elaborate any further, Atlantean firearms destroy the Batplane. Aquaman tells Batman that he's a priority target, along with Dr. Shin. Hoping to put an end to the escalating conflict before it goes any further, Arthur confronts his brother, the Ocean Master. He attempts to explain that the missile strike was not intentional. However, before he can continue, Superman, Wonder Woman, and Batman boom tube in. They tell Aquaman that the time for talk is over. Upon hearing this, Aquaman grabs Batman's throat, saying they have forced his hand. Whose side is Aquaman really on?
I mean, is that really a question? I think this end of that issue was such a forced conflict sort of deal. I think Aquaman's obviously going to be on the Justice League side in the end.
Yeah, he's just playing an angle.
Yeah, either playing an angle or it's like he momentarily just wants to talk to his brother, and in the end he's going to realize the Justice League is right and he's going to side with them. And I don't see him actually turning on the Justice. I don't see Aquaman leaving, like Green Lantern left. And
Green Lantern will be back though.
He'll be back, but I don't think Aquaman's going to be actually fighting the Justice League here.
I was kind of hoping in the next issue, Batman has some, escape plan. Since Batman always has a plan for everything.
He's got an escape plan for a chokehold?
Yeah, he's like, if Aquaman ever chokes me, do this. He's going to, tap his utility belt and just be out of it. I did think it was kind of funny that he went for Batman's throat, because obviously you can't go for Superman's throat, because you can't kill Superman. And Wonder Woman would just, chop your arm off, so... I guess
picking on the weakest.
Yeah,
he's also the leader, so he's got that
for now.
Yeah. Well, you don't think he's gonna be the leader in the future?
Superman's got to be the leader.
I don't.
Superman's the alpha.
No, so it's New 52. Batman should always have been the leader in the original thing, and he's the leader now.
You can't trust Batman.
You can trust him if he's the leader.
So one thing I really liked about these two issues was the art. We got to see both Gotham and Metropolis underwater, and it just looked so cool.
It really did, and some of the best scenes from these two issues were the underwater scenes. I particularly like the Lois Lane being sort of jealous and being saved by someone else, and
she was saved by Volko.
Volko, yeah, that's right, and
she was jealous at Superman, and so I guess that is trying to set up that love triangle a little bit more.
We had this discussion before where you were kind of of the opinion that you wanted Lois Lane and Superman to be together just like they always were. And
as this whole thing has developed, I'm not so sure. Lois Lane seemed jealous in this issue, but she was more jealous that Wonder Woman was with Superman. But Clark Kent seems to like Wonder Woman because she appreciates the Clark Kent side. Yeah. So I think Clark Kent wants Lois Lane to like Clark Kent, not Superman. Because, who wouldn't like Superman? There's also a couple of jokes, because I think in Aquaman, one of the Gotham police officers talked about saying, I got a cousin who works with Aquaman, and he just, tosses 50 pounds of fish in the water, and that's their aqua signal. And I thought that was pretty good.
Yeah, Aquaman, still the butt of jokes.
Yeah. Well, after Atlantis just, raises the surface world, maybe he won't be.
But getting to Ocean Master now, he's obviously leading this assault. Do you think he's the actual cause behind the initial missiles?
So, yeah, that's a good question. Because the missiles seem to start it, and in previous Justice League issues, we saw that Cheetah was apparently working with whoever.
Yeah,
and
Black Manta.
Yeah.
So we haven't
was working with Black Manta, and we saw Black Manta was working with some Atlanteans we don't know yet. So, I don't know if this is necessarily Ocean Master, because what is Ocean Master is already the king, essentially.
So what does he want, right?
He might want more power on the surface world, I'm guessing.
I think it'd be a little cooler of a story if it was some other Atlanteans spearheading this, not Ocean Master himself, because that just seems a little bit too
obvious.
Yeah, exactly.
I would almost like this to be like an even larger conspiracy, almost like maybe this is how they introduced the Injustice Gang in the New 52. Like if Lex Luthor had his own, anti-Justice League team now, and they were using the Atlantean side to set up this conflict, and I don't know what.
I think you'd need crossovers with bigger.
Maybe, or it could open it up.
I guess that's true.
I mean, it's all just creating mistrust. I think in the league would be the goal. Intention.
Yeah. So going back to the missiles, the one thing that really triggered it was sort of this blackout or the just malfunction of the equipment, and you sort of saw that sort of in multiple places, and because even the watchtower sort of has this blackout, right?
Yeah.
And I don't think necessarily Atlanteans have the really technological know-how expertise to do something like so. It's got to be someone that's sort of we don't know about yet, or someone who really knows about technology and can really get through all these really
maybe Cyborg's going evil.
Maybe he's got like an evil AI part of himself. It's almost like Deathlock and
that'd be a cool story. I don't know if it'll necessarily happen. But.
Yeah.
And another interesting thing about the Atlantean attack was they have this Atlantean war plan that Aquaman wrote. And he goes, I have these specific targets to get. I thought it was... I mean, obviously you got to go after Batman. At least Aquaman recognizes that. But he said Flash wasn't on the list of a target.
I guess Flash is kind of... He wrote this a while ago, right?
Yeah.
So maybe Flash at that point wasn't...
mainstream enough.
Yeah. It's one of those indie superheroes that you sort of just heard a rumor about.
Yeah, Flash was completely absent from the Aquaman and Justice League issues, which I felt was, all those people died underwater. But in, I think, the first or second issue of the New 52 Flash, he actually saves all of Keystone City when a giant EMP goes off. Like, he catches people on airplanes that are falling down. Like, all in a split second, he saves an entire city. So, where was he when you needed him?
They said that he was busy with some other task, and I guess that's a reference to whatever's going on in the Flash series right now. But to me, it just seems... Yeah, like you said, absurd that he's not involved.
He probably has the most useful power set to save people. Obviously, Green Lantern is incredibly overpowered, so you could use him. But
getting back to the plan, his attack plan, though, he mentions Dr. Shin and Batman. But where is Superman? Does he have a plan for Superman?
Can he have? I'm pretty sure Superman and Wonder Woman, they gotta just be givens on the list. Batman and Shin are surprise people who made the list. Like you start your list with Superman.
You got it. Or maybe you end with it because you start off with the stuff that you can
accomplish.
Yeah.
So as a grade, what would you give this first part of the Throne of Atlantis? Justice League 15 and Aquaman 15.
I'd give it a 3.5. Most of that's based off the art because I love the underwater scenes.
I'd give it a 4. I completely agree that the art was awesome. It's so cool seeing these cities just get entirely flooded, and Wonder Woman and Superman catching a super carrier or
air carrier.
An air carrier. So 4.
Thanks for watching B3 Comics' review of the first part of Throne of Atlantis. But before we go, we have a question for you.
We talked about it a little bit earlier. Aquaman made these Atlantean war plans where he put priority targets and he included Batman. But we want to know from you guys, who do you think should be on the list outside of the Justice League?
You can leave your thoughts in the comments below, and please subscribe.